Excellent. We're back. It's been a fun-filled week full of all sorts of D&D Adventures League events and notices and announcements and all sorts of things. I am super excited to be back with my cast here for Fistful of Platinum. We only have a couple episodes left, and we left you guys with a pretty significant event last week. I hear we have a recap.
We do.
Yeah.
We have the recap.
You want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. I'm going a cappella again. It's okay. You're calling.
You couldn't wrestle a ukulele again this week?
My boy loves his ukulele. It's super adorable, and like I can't even.
I like that he doesn't trust you.
I know. He doesn't trust anybody else, and he knows his mother really well. I'm a trash monster.
Oh. Well, if you could admit it out loud. Then.
Yeah, right.
First step.
Yeah, that's what my therapist says. We saw the giant singing, and Otter got his merch. Then a holly jolly harper pulled us up into his perch. Now we're talking about our factions and where our futures lie. But we gotta keep on rolling and hope we do not die.
Oh.
Well, we heard a papa calling from the city of the dead, so we got into a battle just to pet him on the head. Now we got ourselves a puppy and a magic stone.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't worry about the hand, boys. He'll have it whittled to the bone. Then we hunted down a grandma instead of hitting up the bars, though I'd rather drink some whiskey and smoke some big cigars. But Agnes wants her Nana, so to the docks we go. To a house with all the lights on, but nobody home. So Agnes has her secrets while we were all poking round, but with no sign of Granny, we ventured homeward bound. We got settled in and cozy for some needed repast, when from outside of our windows came a big old blast.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
I think we'd really be doing you a disservice if after the show was over we did not offer a small album on one of the
So my jug band, Jugular, is coming out. It's super hardcore. Super hardcore.
Can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can you do the 20-minute version of Inagata Davida next time?
Oh my god.
You'd be like, let me literally just say everything that happened.
The entire thing. I kind of want to, like, at the last part of the last episode, like, have something written out for us all to do as a sign off. But I'll require everybody to actually do one line in their character if that's okay.
I hear you have our email addresses.
I do. I
prefer smoke signals.
No, that's a rule in here.
Oh,
you can't do smoke signals.
Oh my goodness! We haven't even started yet. Your rules are already ruining my fun.
That's like rule 72.
Of course, smoke signals is going to come up immediately.
Of course.
So we do have a couple of things. As we signed off in the song, there was a big explosion.
Huge.
So
Probably bomb.
Something big happened. An entire building exploded in Troll Skull Alley when we left everybody off. Right.
We left the oven on.
We have Agnes, who has now discovered more information about her grandmother's past and her link to some things here in the city. We've got Otter and his connections to the blacksmiths and his emerging faith. Marcellus is just the fantastic tiefling warlock.
Oh, don't stroke my ego like that. That's not good for anyone.
We discovered
okay.
she's really into hands, too.
Into what?
You're really into hands. That's what I learned last episode.
I also learned that last week, so yes.
And we have Astrid, who has made it her mission to hug literally every living creature in this city, apparently.
Not the ones on fire outside.
Not the ones on fire outside.
That's probably
well, that's why I did say living creatures. So.
Yeah, they're too far gone.
But that said, we have Astrid keeping a list of the things that she's hugged, and we have Agnes, who has a list of rules for roguery or rules for thievery. And Lindsay, you actually wrote down all of those rules.
Yes, I wrote down all of these rules. And there is 100 of them, and they have eerily come up over and over again.
I've seen the list, it's weird.
I didn't plan that at all. And I've been doing a PDF I've been working on that will make available at some point, where you can actually download and keep your own list of rogue rules.
Yes. So the finished version, I have taken a look at it. I'm really, really excited to see that go out for the public, but we do plan on putting that out on DM's Guild. sooner rather than later. Just have to put a little more polish on it and get it shared out.
Yep.
So that'll be some cool stuff. That said, we have Jessie, who has some organized play insight that she'd like to share. We talked a little bit last week about rebuilding and what that means. And Jessie, you've rebuilt part of your character for this week.
I have. It didn't come up last week. I don't think I actually used it last week.
Okay.
Because I just used, when that last battle happened, I just used my spells. But last week we hit level 3, and I was like, I'm gonna take the Tome or Back to the Blade for my warlock. Marcellus is a warlock, and I was thinking about it over the week, and I was basically like, I think Marcellus is a really roleplay heavy character, and I think that I could see him wanting to flourish more with magic than like physically attack something, which is what I think Pact to the Blade sort of leans towards. So
You'd get dirty.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
That's everybody else's job, and I'll stand up on the box out of the muck. But yeah, so basically I just undid that, and then I decided that instead of Pact to the Blade, I was going to take Pact to the Tome. So now I've got some cool cantrips, of one of which you randomly picked about 10 minutes ago. So we'll see how that works out.
I picked it on the name, thinking that it had something to do with leprechauns. Turns out, nothing to do with leprechauns with
But
that spell.
maybe with chair legs. We haven't quite.
But
decided,
we
right?
have some theories about how to make chairs way more effective with this spell.
Yes. Oh, and then on that same note, I totally remembered to do this, and I'm going to do it literally right now after I'm done talking. I also bought a quarterstaff to go with said crazy leprechaun spell, which is shillelagh. But yeah, so I'm going to go buy a quarterstaff now really quick before we start.
Is there?
Actually getting up to like go buy it.
Bye, guys.
Just got to run downtown to the general goods store.
Pulls it out of her bag.
Yeah, no, I will pull my player's handbook out of my bag and do that. But yeah, so basically, I decided that that wasn't what I wanted to see from this character, and I changed it because he's under level 5, and I can do that.
Yep. So with organized play rules, if you want to rebuild part of your character, you're totally welcome to do that up until the point at which you hit level 5. The only thing you keep is your name, and that's really to have something to bind like your log sheets and stuff together. Play what you want to play, get comfortable. Like the rules are PHP +1, and inside that, go nuts with it. If you rebuild your character completely between sessions, more power to you. Figure out what it is that makes the game tick for you. And in this case, Jessie saw that she had a lot more role play opportunities and is changing her character to capitalize on that and have a better time.
I bought a quarterstaff.
All right, that was deceptively easy.
I'm a little confused. Is there a general understanding that chairs are not as effective as they should be? Chairs work pretty well.
Yeah, they're more effective when they're imbued with leprechaun magic.
Right,
Yeah.
special leprechaun.
Yes. Which means I've decided that I can't wait to use this cantrip. This
Right?
I'm going to make this so awful for all of you.
There better be a lot of chairs in this session.
Well, I hear you own a tavern and you just placed an interior goods order.
That's right.
So
Don't
you never
break
know
all
those-
the chairs.
We have to make sure that they won't
Just
break
got them.
by breaking them.
Also, we had a little bit of community involvement throughout the week.
Yeah.
You guys rescued a dog.
Bork, bork.
And you threw around a couple of names. There were some names suggested in the streaming chat last week. Through the Adventures League Twitter, I put up a poll Thursday, and people sounded off. We had 4 options, and far and away, our leader, as voted on by players, was Tiamat.
Yay!
It was the
That's
best
so great because now you can like.
I'm gonna crochet him a scarf.
Yeah, from the Tiamat
Yes.
play. Now, like the next time I'm DMing like Rise of Tiamat, I'm gonna be like, and all of a sudden the great dragon Tiamat. Oh, and
It's a slightly canine dragon.
Yeah, and it's just like bork bork comes out of nowhere.
A pug
can dress
head
him up
and a
for Halloween.
chihuahua head.
Yes, we can dress up for Halloween. We'll have to stitch him like an apparatus that has stuffed heads on it.
Otter will crochet him many heads.
This is now the focus of our campaign. What sort of costumes we can make this dog?
Oh, it's all puppy pageants from here on out.
Correct. Yes.
Well,
Sorry,
Waterdeep
guys.
has everything. So yeah, other honorable mentions were like Bahamut, Corporal Borkington.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Sawdust got an honorable mention in there as well.
That name is taken.
That name is
Yeah,
taken.
that already won a contest.
But yeah, right. And yeah, I agree. Tiamat was, privately that got my vote. Yeah. All right, so are we ready to rock?
Yeah.
So,
Always.
yeah, commence the screaming on fire people.
Well, you can hear that. So you were having a serene, quiet moment. You were returning to Pickowitz's Pints, the name of your recently renovated Troll Skull Manor. And as you were making your way through Troll Skull Alley, you saw one of the buildings directly across the street from your own facility explode. Like you saw the huge fireball erupt, the deafening boom. There were bodies thrown out into the street, wreckage slowly breaking off and falling. A plume of smoke has filled the sky. You guys know that you've just seen a thing. You are adventurers. Do you want to get involved? You know you only have a few minutes before the City Watch arrives. I mean, that's just general gut feeling, right? Adventurer's instincts. But what do you want to do?
Otter runs up. I don't know if this is a great idea.
No, that's why I love it.
But he certainly, with zeal, runs up and he's going to strike his Morning Star on the ground and cast Gust of Wind.
Oh, okay.
It disperses gas vapor and it extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames in the area.
Sure, they can put out some of the smaller bits, and that is what you want to do, right?
Feed the larger bits.
You want to make sure you appropriately backdraft into the rickety buildings next door.
I love the spell, though, because it lasts for a minute.
It's not our rickety building next door, is it?
No, this is across the street.
Okay, have at it.
And I will be blowing it away from Pickowitz's Pints. I'll be standing in front of our tavern, blowing the wind back into it.
How do you like take your hands and like wave them like this? How does
Like
that
flapping like this?
how does that spell go off?
Sweet. So Otter, you move up there, you slam your weapon into the haft of your weapon into the ground, you cast Gust of Wind, and that will help kind of blow the smoke away, help you get a better view of what's actually going on. Some of the smaller flames are almost immediately extinguished, and it can help corral the other ones. You have magic control over like how the wind is operating. So.
Right. And I'm careful because I also push creatures in that direction, so I want to be careful not to push someone into the building.
Right into the flames.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All the people come running out on fire, and then you immediately blow them back into the
Sorry.
At least the fire's out.
So yeah, there are a couple of really badly burned bodies, a couple of small ones just outside of the building, some what you assume to be adults. You're not really sure, at an initial glance, like what races they are. I mean, this is seconds. So you haven't had much time to actually take a look, but you see unmistakably the shape of bodies.
Do we remember what was across the street?
One of the businesses you hadn't really.
It wasn't like an
with.
orphanage or something terrible.
No.
Wow, you went there.
I was there.
We go from hugs to something awful with orphans real fast. Wow. Let's not. Okay, so that's one action. What are the rest of us doing?
Is the building still on fire after that?
There's some lingering flames, but it doesn't look like it's sustained burning. It looked like it was an explosion.
I'm not really that good at the healing. I'm more good at like the taking of things when they're injured.
You can do both.
I don't know. I guess I'll do a perception check to see if I can see any sneaky individuals who might not be surprised that the building is on fire.
Yeah, so that said, let me, I'm changing over my note sheet here, so I do need to grab everyone's passive perception again. So Otter?
14.
14. Agnes?
10.
10. Marcellus?
Yes.
I don't know how to translate that.
12, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Everything.
Magpie?
12.
12. Astrid?
Also 12.
12. Okay. Not bad in general. Tier 1, like we're fine. 12s are fine. So if you want to make a perception check, this might also fall into investigation if that's a little better, because if you're actively looking for something, paint me a word picture, whatever works best for you, sell me on it.
Okay. So I will look. I assume I'm probably standing outside of Picklewitz's Pints. So I will look out amongst the crowd, and I'm looking for any facial expressions that aren't fear or that aren't shock or surprise or horror.
Okay.
Anyone whose reaction seems to be really out of place here.
Okay.
And I will use investigation if that's okay. I will go with a 12.
A 12?
Yes.
Okay, so looking around, you see people have started to emerge out of their, and to give this context too, like I'm not moving in your standard like 6-second round here. This is giving you a chance to walk up and cast and look around and do what you want to do. So, maybe a minute and a half has passed since the actual explosion. But you can look around, you see people coming out of buildings, you see faces that you recognize, Vincent, the private investigator, you see the couple from the blacksmith shop, and so on. They're coming out into the street, and everyone looks, from what you can tell, maybe an insight check real quick to back this up. So you've gathered the information, now what do you do with it?
So for that insight, we're going to go with a 4.
Okay. Everyone that you see coming out of the buildings, like they look appropriately horrified. Like this is something that has now happened in their community. This is, a neighbor's home or business is no more. Like this is an atrocity that's been committed literally in their backyard.
All right, and I guess I have one follow-up clarification on that.
Sure.
Is Vincent coming out of the building wearing all plastic wrapped around his body?
No, he is. He's dressed in a very crisp, very upscale suit. 3-piece. He's got the tie with the big knot at the top.
What time is it?
I am
Early morning.
convinced that he is the Dexter of this neighborhood, and I will prove that at some point.
He's got a big sort of fedora-looking hat.
Oh.
All right. Well, he wasn't caught off guard this time, but I'm gonna prove that he's Dexter.
He's not Dexter. He's Vincent.
I don't know.
I'm going back to breakfast. Like, the City Watch is going to be here. I'm hungry.
And that's fine if you want to. If you just want to relax and.
Attack probably just took place. Let's go back to Top Guys.
That's what I was doing when this happened, so.
And that's fine if you want to let City Watch handle it and just go back to your business.
I need to eat before I do anything. I get grumpy.
Okay.
Are there people? You're terrible. Are there visibly people in distress?
Well, yeah,
Like
everybody.
people, half on fire, trying to not be on fire anymore.
Not really. No, you don't see that. You see unmistakably. You can see the outline of bodies like in the wreckage, and there's a bunch, but you don't see anyone still ongoing, right?
Okay.
So what are you going to do? Save some dead bodies?
No.
Save them for what?
I'm going to stand
Dinner!
Vincent, obviously.
You already got rid of the necromancer.
Oh, all right, yeah. I'm going to stand here and wait for the City Watch.
Okay, gotcha. Astrid.
Would it be an insight check to try to listen and hear if there's any, oh God, help, people pinned, people trapped, people?
That would be a prime example of a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insight is basically like, what do I do with this
Yeah,
information?
but I have insight, so I was trying for it. Perception it is. I got a 12.
Okay. You hear the creaking of timbers and things falling and breaking, but you don't hear any more muttered cries of help, help.
Stuff's dead, yo.
So do we have a second round of things that we want to do?
You said you're putting it out, maintaining the wind, right?
Right. It's a bonus action. I can keep doing
Sure.
it. If there's anybody close to me that needs healing badly, I would certainly.
The people here all look. They're pretty crispy.
Okay.
You are reasonably certain in you're confident enough in your skills to know that healing's not going to help them. Like a raised dead will help them.
Right.
But yeah, from where you're at now that you've kind of cleared that out and looking around in your general area, you do see a number of bodies. There's let's see here. There's a small figure with a burned cloak, still clutching a dagger in one hand. There are two very small figures just outside the building, kind of like on the not quite the front stoop, but the sidewalk edge of street area. A woman who is now a female human body, more towards the center of the street. You see a couple of human corpses that have leather armor. They've got short swords, but they've been blasted.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to make an active perception check and see if I can see any sneaky people wandering around.
Yeah, just perception, investigation, whichever one is better for you. In this case, I'll accept either.
I really like the idea of Otter just being like.
Well, he's blowing the wind and stuff around.
I also take special note of Magpie just going back to.
I'm watching out the
thinking
window.
to myself.
Oh yeah, she's like in the second. You're in the second story window, just like.
Yeah, I just like drinking my coffee, eating my oats.
Like Kermit drinking tea.
Yeah, Yeah, just like not my
none of my
problem.
business.
Yeah, you're just like waiting for the city watch to show up. Like, finally.
Can we talk about how long it's taking them? Like, what are our tax dollars paying for? It's been literal minutes.
You just opened the business. Have you paid your taxes yet? Do you want? Do you need to meet a representative from the?
No, I don't want to pay taxes until I know that they're going to go to emergency response. You know.
18. Okay. The perception.
Yeah, you're not really spying any shifty-looking individuals.
Yeah, I'll just keep going until.
Okay.
I will
no longer
step
go.
up here because obviously the one with the shadiest background is the one that's like helping people in the situation.
Thank you, Grogu.
I will run up to one of the conscious but injured bodies, one of the people that look like they were in that building or were part of this.
You see a bunch of dead bodies.
Was there anyone
There's
alive?
nobody.
You don't
No.
see any evidence of anyone.
And the building's
still
not on fire anymore?
It fire's pretty well corralled. If the spell stops, it will likely gain size and intensity.
Then I will take my really cool dark colored scarf and wrap it around my face, and I will enter that building
Okay.
Enter the
to see if there is anyone alive I can interrogate.
Half of your family just died and you have third-degree burns. What happened?
Or perhaps anyone who doesn't need their things anymore in that building.
You two are just like a match made in heaven. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go eat my breakfast. I'm gonna go plunder the dead.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And the dead aren't using it anymore.
So you can do that. You know that the clock is ticking. That the watch will be here very very
Well,
soon.
I'm
So
obviously helping.
I'm watching
Just-
from the window.
I'm
I'll give her
hoping,
the heads
I'm
up.
hoping
It's
to
something
remove
that-
evidence,
Don't
officer.
be confused that just because my face is covered means that I'm being a shady individual.
Do we still have the rocks, things that we can talk to each other with? Right?
The stepping stones, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if the watch is coming. You're fine.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Magpie, how's the coffee?
It's just over.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
remember,
Just
yeah,
said
we
it
do
was a
have to end
little
with over. So.
It's the magic keyword that makes their magic work.
Right. You have to start it with the sound and then end it with over,
Yes.
and that's your start and end transmission. So,
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we have someone who's so skilled in the arcane arts and is able to explain the
Yeah.
intricacies.
Exactly.
So make sure you do it right.
All right. So you want
Rocks over.
to go and investigate the building
Yes.
and just see what's
like
interesting.
a crow in the night, I will slip into the smoke. And then I'll start looking for some
Is that
cool stuff.
is that like a rule when you slip into the smoke, do it as a crow?
No,
Be like
unfortunately,
crow.
that is I just
okay.
made that up.
Okay.
Okay, it's, I'm
really-
just
it
really good.
It sounded like a rule.
I know.
It
It
sounded
sounded
like a rule.
so good that you thought I came up with it beforehand, but that was off the top of my head.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm watching out for the city
Golf
watch
carts for
for her.
Agnes.
Cool. So you're maintaining watch then, peeking out the second story window with your tea.
Yeah, my oats.
Tea in your oats. Got it. Any other actions, decisions this time around?
Nope, I'm just holding.
There's a bunch of bodies. Do we notice any of these symbols on any of them?
You can check out the bodies.
I'm totally looking to see if they're still alive.
Pilfer the bodies over.
What would
You
that
didn't
be?
hear it, you didn't make the noise.
This would be investigation.
Do it right.
13.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you're digging through. The damage to the bodies is pretty severe. You see that a couple of them do have tattoos. You are pretty sure that one of them does have the diving dragon tattoo, but
Any eyeball tattoos?
not that you can tell. I mean, you're not even certain that that's what this is. It kind of looks like part of it, but the damage is pretty widespread.
It also kind of looks like a chunk of charred flesh.
Like
Can be two things.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like the overcooked Wheatie that you get in the box. There's always one.
yeah.
Yeah, that face. Marcellus, anything else for you?
I am internally very impost to the situation.
Okay.
In Marcellus's perfect world, I too would be enjoying a coffee on the side. But to save face, I stand here looking rightfully horrified at the situation that has unfolded before us, completely shocked by what has occurred and unable to take action to help my fellow adventurers.
Okay.
Cool.
Gotcha. All right. So several minutes have gone by as we've done our initial look around, and the crowd is beginning to gather out in the street. Agnes, you've gone into the building. You don't see any more bodies in there. It looks like everyone was either in the front room or just out in the street. Nothing really of value that you can see here. Give me an investigation check.
All right, let me see if I can pick a reliable dice. Ugly dice don't let me down. Yes, they do. So it's gonna be a 7 for investigation.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't really find anything of note. Your rogue senses aren't telling you anything different here.
Well, it's
What about the
in
spidey
here.
senses?
Yeah. What about? Can I roll again?
So bear in mind, guys, that you do all have inspiration. You've been very well in character, through the last couple of sessions. Use and abuse. It's a mechanic. Like you can have 1 point of inspiration at any given time. So if you want to keep that rolling, stay in character, use your inspiration, and I'm not shy about reassigning it.
This is Alan telling us to use it because we're rolling so.
There have been some stellar rolls so far. Yes. And remember, when you use inspiration, it's not a reroll. You roll 2 dice and just choose the better. So several minutes have gone by. You hear the tromping of feet.
City watch over! City watch over!
And coming from around the corner, a group of City Watch. At first it looks like it's 5, maybe 10, a dozen. No, there's 20.
Get out of there!
So it is a whole bunch of city guards running down the street, bucket brigading and showing up on scene.
Are they all like shouting, "Wee woo, wee woo"?
Maybe 2 of them.
As they're like running. Because they don't like have so it's like part of their training. They all just shout "wee woo" so that they're coming.
It's like the banana guards.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
There's got to be 1 or 2 shiny dorks in helmets that are like Astrid level smart that would be doing that.
Yes. Okay, I love it. I'm playing this out in my head.
So once they get to the scene of the destruction here, you see everyone sort of split up into multiple groups. One group of 6 goes to one end of the alley, and a group of 6 goes to the other end. Another group of 6 breaks off, blocks off the third point of entrance here. So they're sectioning off this area. The remaining couple are helping to kind of corral the damage. They do help extinguish the fire as time goes on. There are 2 watchmen by the name of Seth Cromley and Barnabas Blastwind. They introduce themselves very loudly and say that they are taking control of this situation. They are going to find out what happened. They are going to bring the ne'er-do-wells to justice. That's what they're paid to do.
Okay, thanks.
Oh. Okay, bye.
Barnabas is a tiny little man with a huge mustache and fluffy beard.
Oh.
I'm gonna call him Pass Wind every time I see him.
So they are kind of scanning the area. Cromley is directing one of the reinforcement groups that has now come up. So not City Watch, but local constables from this section of the city. They're directing them to go door to door and start questioning the locals. So they're setting up their investigation pattern here.
We should talk to Cromley and see what
We should get our story straight.
We're not.
I like how we waited until they got here to get our story straight. I mean, the story is that we're walking down the street and the whole street exploded. Right?
But why were we out at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Because we are Waterdeepians and we have that right as Waterdeepians.
That's going to go over swell.
Because we're on an alternative sleep cycle.
guys.
From
Because you're
4 to
looking
6 a.m. we are
We're
awake.
house sitting for someone,
Yeah.
and we just went to go make sure that like everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then we came back from
You
the
mean
house sitting.
for your grandma?
Well,
I mean,
maybe
they're gonna
don't
ask
tell
you
them
a
it was that
house.
house because that house is under.
They're going to ask who and where they are and when they'll be
I
back.
don't know, y'all. I was eating oatmeal.
And then we'll pretend to faint.
You guys, we live right
just-
across the street from here. It wouldn't be that odd for us to actually walk out of our house.
No, that's way too simple of a story.
Yeah, I would talk to Cromley and let him know that I'm one of the owners of Pickowitz's, and I would appreciate knowing whatever he finds out in his investigations, because it's a little close to home for us.
Okay. Seth, he seems very attached to his procedure. He introduced himself as respectfully as he can, saying that he will have the constables come around to speak with you. For now, his attentions are better focused on attending to the unfortunate bodies that are here and investigating the crime scene. As a member of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors, he and his partner Barnabas very much need to make sure that they have the facts before the facts become one with nature.
Excellent. I can heal as well if you find anybody that is no longer...
That is still alive.
That is still alive.
He has a bit of a downcast expression as you say that, and he says that unfortunately he doesn't believe that magical healing is something that's really going to help these unfortunate individuals. They are well past that.
Tell him we're friends with a necromancer. He can bring him back.
No.
I don't think necromancy's part of the approved part of the code legal.
No.
It's just an option that can be explored if they really feel sad.
I'll thank him for his service and go to Pickowitz's Pints.
Make me an insight check. You have advantage on this.
I'm intrigued. 16.
So thanks to your time in the city and the association that you're starting to develop with the Order of the Gauntlet, you recall that the group that he says he's a part of, the Watchful Order, they are a friendly sort of mini faction.
Excellent.
They are closely related to the goals and endeavors of the Order of the Gauntlet.
So they're not from the Black Tower where that crazy lady lives?
No.
I still do want to go there.
It's good to talk to a brother member of the Order of the Gauntlet, and please keep me informed.
He smiles. He does correct you. He says that I'm a member of the Watchful Order, although I have the greatest respect for members of the Order of the Gauntlet, indeed.
Excellent. I wouldn't realize my faux pas or hair, really.
I really like to think I'm just like standing aside observing all this happening. It's like, oh, okay.
Like the nosy neighbor lady with the terry cloth robe.
Okay, yes. So that, never mind. That is Marcellus.
Hair up in curlers.
Yes. I'm standing there like I've like found like a stray cat and I'm like concernedly petting it. Or no, I have Tiamat. I'm holding Tiamat in my arms.
Tiamat's like an Irish wolfhound, a full-grown Irish wolfhound.
Tiamat is holding me. Yeah. And we are standing here just like listening to this all and feel like
Pretty sure,
they
like-
didn't.
As I'm riding my faithful steed up and down.
So yeah, that is currently what Marcellus is doing. Do with that as you wish.
Oh, okay, sure. Any other interactions as these two are doing their investigation of the scene and the bodies and
I do my own investigation.
So I'm hidden in the house.
yeah?
You're still
I-
in the wreckage of this place, and now it's surrounded by
Make me
city
a
watch.
stealth check.
A stealth check?
Yep.
Well, I don't
Remember,
know why
Can
you
I do
asked me.
something distracting
might not be
to
a bad idea.
help her?
Okay, so I will use my inspiration.
So
Because
you
if I know she's in there, can't I be like, "Oh my god!" and start screaming or something to
make
help
me some kind of
distract
check to
them?
back it up. Because there's a whole lot of these people.
Scream check.
Yeah, I don't know what a scream check is.
Bluff, maybe?
Performance?
Deception, performance. Like, how would you
I
bluff
don't
your
have
way through
any
this?
of these things.
Strength. She tries to tear her lungs out through her mouth by yelling.
That's extreme.
Also, it happened with words.
Only works once.
What if you did you survive?
Well, I'm assuming that strength is your highest skill, so I was trying to think of how you would use strength.
Intimidation is actually my highest.
Oh, then-
Intimidation
well, yeah,
and athletics.
Like
Intimidating,
there's a
man.
George of the Jungle thing, and like, is that not
Can
a
I
movie?
just fall to my knees? My emotions.
Follow it up with some kind of check.
Okay.
They are pretty focused on their jobs. This may be difficult.
I got a 17 performance.
Yeah.
Okay. A number of them turn. A few of them snicker when they see you do this, and they are quickly corrected by the very, very acidic look that both Seth and Barnabas shoot them. So I do need that stealth check. You do have a bit of an advantage on this, so
I have advantage.
you can have advantage.
All
on
right,
it.
and I get to keep my inspiration. I'll revoke my inspiration use. Oh man, Cool. And it's what kind of check is it?
Stealth.
It's a stealth check, of course, because we're stealthing. That makes sense. So 19.
19's good.
Yeah. I am a thief and knight.
Like a crow.
Like a crow hiding under blankets.
Stealthy crows.
Like hiding under blankets. Okay.
In one of the destroyed rooms, you hear someone coming, and you're able to bury yourself in some of the rubble sufficiently. They come in and they do a quick glance around. They don't seem to take notice of you, and that constable then moves on.
All right.
They're basically sweeping room to room to make sure that there aren't any other survivors or any other, injured and dead that they need to pull out.
Anybody pillaging.
Anybody pillaging. That's probably not real high on their list of things to look for, but they would look for it.
Who's pillaging that burning building?
Right? Looters, my God. Waste no time.
Yeah, I guess I'll just hunker down and try to eavesdrop if I can hear anything they're saying while they talk about the investigation or.
Okay, sure. Anything before I get into that? Are there any other actions that the group of you want to do?
I'm laughing at this whole scene from my perch up in the second story
really
window.
Cruel. I don't know your character.
Because we asked her about the House of Inspired Hands.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because she skipped breakfast. She's hangry.
I haven't fully finished.
I would like to
yet.
position myself too close to a random officer of the law and do that middle-aged like you said, nosy white woman thing where I lean in and I'm stroking. No, I'm sorry. Tiamat is stroking me as he leans me in, and if they look at me like I'm doing something wrong, I'll get offended at them that they even had the nerve to look, and then I'll get. And I'll strut back.
As Tiamat is grooming Marcellus.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it's
that's the kind of campaign we're playing now.
Licking your hair or something.
Yeah, he's stroking my hair back.
Are we sliding into a Pugmire game?
Yeah, something like that. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You're bonding with your new animal friend.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Oh, we should make him a saddle for our gnome. Can't you ride dogs if you?
I'm going to if you have one. Yeah.
I instantly, as soon as you say that, out of character, that meta thought somehow dwindles itself down into Marcellus's ear, and he suddenly turns to Tiamat and goes, "Off to the leather workers we go!" And I go off.
So you're hiding and sort of creeping around trying to get a better ear on what they're talking about. You're Magpie. You're watching the ongoing.
Yeah.
Otter, you had asked some general questions. Are you staying in that vicinity? Or are you moving back into the manor?
I'm going to give them the space that they need to do to do their job. And
okay, cool. Marcellus, you're hanging around on the periphery. Okay, and Astrid.
I'm busy with my emotions.
You are busy wrestling your emotions. Gotcha.
In anticipation of perhaps another performance check for the rogue.
A couple of constables have come by to try and console you. Some of the neighbors are looking on, sort of terrified. It's very much over the top demonstration.
Man, I'm not even trying for intimidation.
No, but you rolled awful high. Yeah, so that's all going on. Agnes.
Yes.
You can overhear Seth and Barnabas speaking to each other as they are around a corner, right? So you don't hear all of the words, but you hear enough to make out a couple of interesting points. Seth is apparently pointing to some of the dead bodies and kind of doing an accident reconstruction, right? Mm-hmm. He says that he believes that this gnome was running from armed pursuers based on the way that the body has fallen. I believe that this gnome was running from armed pursuers. I'm not sure which of these it happens to that this happens to be, but he was moving towards that tavern, that one, right there. But I don't believe that as fast as he was moving that he knew that he had people after him.
What?
Was he
Point at our tavern.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see.
I can't.
The voice is coming from around the corner. So remember, if you think back, there is another tavern in Troll Skull Alley.
There is. Oh yeah, because that's what we thought blew up originally.
Right.
So
that other one was owned by Emic Froon.
That guy. I don't like
So
that guy.
you have the two
was-
investigators outside now saying that this gnome knows that he was being followed. That's what they're assuming, that he was moving very quickly, that he was moving towards, and all you heard was that tavern. And the follow-up comment was the gnome probably did not know exactly who was pursuing him. It could have been any of these.
That makes more sense. I
Yeah,
thought you
sorry,
said like
the
he
phrasing
knew
was
and
muddled.
yet did not know someone was following him. I was like, oh, that's really meta.
It's Seth's theory
Okay.
that
He didn't know
the gnome
who.
knew he was being followed, just didn't know exactly by who. So it could have been any one of these bodies out here. Or maybe it's someone who lived. He's not sure, but whatever happened, it was a bit of an overreaction to cause this much damage to destroy this one individual.
Oh, so I think he was the target. Interesting.
Why would they blow up the building
I can't.
if they were trailing the gnome?
I'm hiding in a building, so I can't discuss this with
Yes,
you right now. All right, I will write that down in my memory banks for regurgitation later. Man, I'm on fire with my words today.
Yeah.
Wordsing is hard.
All right, interesting. I'll wait. They're around the corner?
Yeah,
do I have a clear path to the door? Or what?
Well,
the
there's
wall
not really
or
a door
the hole?
left. Yeah, there's a big gaping hole in the building.
All right, it's still pretty smoky.
Hmm?
I'm telling you that. It's still pretty smoky.
I am declaring.
Yes.
And I am going
Do
to
I know that it's time for
float out
another
with the
performance
smoke.
check?
Agnes vanish.
Do you need another performance check for backing?
Oh, you don't have a way to communicate.
I
with
hear
her.
that in my
We
got it.
do.
Yeah, but you don't have the other stone.
I think we all have one.
Oh, did you?
I think the ghost has left our tavern and has infiltrated this game. So, yeah, we each got a stone, right? Because I totally deducted 7 treasure points away from my total.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have
I thought you guys just got one pair
I mean,
of
it's up
stones.
to you. I mean, out of game, I think if you activate the stone right now, they'll probably hear you, and then I'll be caught. In game, there's no way for me to let you know that.
No, it would be you contacting me to say,
no, I'm
I'm
not-
going to be on the move. Do it again.
I am not brave enough to risk alerting them by talking into the stone right now.
Sure.
But I am going to try to sneak my way out of the giant hole
Stealth
in the
it up.
wall.
Stealth it up.
I will use advantage this time. Or not
plan.
advantage.
That's
I
a
mean
great
inspiration.
idea.
I'm going to use inspiration to do that. And then I'm going to do,
Once you guys have used your inspiration, can you put your coin out in front of your nameplate? That way, it's just easier for me to track that way.
17.
Damn fine number. You
Nice.
feel
I
very
have-
stealthy.
Yes. I'm glad I put all of my points into that one.
You're roguing well today.
Yes.
Is
Because
there
I'm
a
not
rule for
rolling well. Yeah, so
Cool.
cloak
So you stealth your way
flaps
out.
behind
They
me.
don't seem to have noticed you. You see Magpie up in the building who does notice
Thumbs
you.
up.
Yep. But yeah, you see Seth and Barnabas looking at the bodies. You're pretty easily able to determine like which one of those corpses is the gnome. But from this vantage point, you realize that you can see the front door of Pickowitz's Pints, but also the tavern that Emick owns.
Do I recognize the gnome?
The charred corpse that's in the street.
Yeah.
Do you want to like break stealth and go over and look at it, or are you more
No.
focused on getting
Hey,
away?
it's Jimmy.
No, if I can't recognize it at a pass. Are you still performing? Are you still inconsolable on the
In
ground?
the street, yes.
All right, so I will walk up to you and I'll be like,
Inconsolable.
"Oh, poor baby, let's get you inside."
Wow.
And then
the dynamic of this party really got weird.
I will rescue you. And I'll be like, "Oh, I had no idea that death scared you so much. That's so weird because we've seen so much of it in the
We've
last
caused so
We
much of
caused.
it, is what you meant to say.
I assume it's because you couldn't hug any of those people, and now they will never be on your list.
And the pretty fire is gone.
Yeah. So I will be like, no, don't worry. Thank you so much for taking care of her. I'll get her into bed. and she'll have some tea. It'll be
The constables are
fine.
very appreciative because they've made no inroads with trying to get this whole
This is all at like 5 in the morning.
I can also assume that like Asher just turns it off immediately. She's like, cool. Like, we just go inside.
That's accurate. Yeah.
It's like consoling a 2-year-old. They go from meltdown to everything is happy and chipper real
Nice.
fast.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll go inside the tavern,
Okay.
and I will wait for a good time to tell you guys what I found.
Yeah, I'm watching out the front window, like watching everything.
Okay.
Oh, are you
Just,
in there?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm in.
cool. So everyone's inside, right?
No, I'm still hoovering.
With the dog.
With the dog. Me and Tiamat. I like to imagine that, like, if this was like a cutscene of us walking around, that like suddenly I walk behind a constable and I emerge on the other side, and instead of like me being in this cute little robe, like you were so kindly explaining, being carried around by Tiamat, I'm in this like long like jacket that would make Vincent really proud, and I'm wearing like investigator shades, and I have Tiamat on this cool leash. It's like leather, and he looks like super groomed and cool.
He's also wearing sunglasses.
He's also wearing sunglasses, yes. And we are now investigating after everyone else is done doing it. But really, we're just like kind of hanging out in front of the house, in front of
Cool.
Troll Skull, like waiting to see if anything else happens. But I don't want to go inside.
Gotcha. Well, the watch is still sectioned off, cordoned off the whole expanse of Troll Skull Alley. The group of constables is kind of going from people to people here, shop owners, residents. They're telling people like, hey, the 2 investigators are going to come by and speak with everyone here shortly. You are to remain in your homes, in your place of business until such time as they have cleared Troll Skull Alley for business again. This may take several hours. It is necessary for the function of the City Watch. Please strap in and get comfortable. This may take a while, but we will do our best. They're giving you basically the customer service speech. Some of them believe it, some of them don't.
Since we're on a corner, wouldn't we still be able to use the other side to exit the building?
Well, they've blocked off all 3 entrances to Troll Skull Alley. So
they got both our houses surrounded.
I didn't
essentially.
realize that we lived in an alley. I thought we lived on like a main street, and I'm a
It was
little
literally
disappointed.
called Troll Skull.
it is literally called Troll Skull Alley, yes.
I have redone the picture in my head.
Well, that said, it's an alley between major roads.
That's kind of cool.
So you still have plenty of space for vehicles to get through and such,
fine.
but it's
The
not a major
coolest bars
thoroughfare.
are in
And we could have a
alleys.
street party. If we're in
Yeah,
an
the
alley.
coolest bars are always in the alleys.
Right.
So I guess
block
I'll
party it
call
up.
We'll have to
Tiamat. I'll be like,
petition that
Tiamat,
with
family
the
breakfast,
guild.
which is what we've
Oh,
trained him
City
to know.
Watch. They probably have a
treats
party.
Yeah, I like that.
are. So he'll drag you back.
Yeah, no, like his leash is like around my hand, and Tiamat definitely has a higher strength than I do. And, bodily drags me into the room, and I like try to like recompose myself as I'm like dragged into the room, really unflatteringly.
I give him a treat.
So are we all back in the tavern then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to put out the second bomb now?
Oh, I see fireball formations. No, nothing quite like that. So the investigation is ongoing. You have Barnabas and Seth looking at the bodies, and they are, at this point, they're pointing to constables and basically telling them, come over here, and, stand here, make sure nobody interacts with the crime scene. They're going to start going door to door. And they're starting with some of the other businesses, basically starting at the periphery and then working their way in. So you're pretty sure that you have a few minutes before they get to you, since it was outside your front door. Vincent, remember Vincent?
We love Vincent.
Well,
It's a strong word.
Vincent comes into Pickowitz.
Wow.
Oh, hi.
We're not officially open for business, correct?
No,
Okay.
You knew you were getting close,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he appears magically through a wall.
he comes in through the front door. You didn't see the front door move. You didn't hear it, but you see him just sort of standing there. And he says that it's a real shame what happened to him.
Who?
Him.
He peers and looks out the window. It's sort of a slow, deliberate movement. He says, Dalakar, the gnome. Oh, you didn't know?
No,
Dude, we've been here for like
We've
a
been
week. We don't know
traveling.
anybody.
We've been here for like a week.
Don't know anybody.
Multiple.
We've been here for like 3 months.
He
Well,
smiles.
then we're bad at
it's
this.
a very, very big smile. It does appear to be genuine. You're guessing. But
He
it's,
like stretches up to his ears. kind of
This guy's
deal.
the creepiest.
he says that Dalakar, word does travel fast among all the wrong circles. Dalakar has something in his possession. or did until then.
What was it?
Oh, it was two things, actually. One, and perhaps most importantly, it was the ire of the Xanathar Guild. He stole from the wrong individual.
What did he steal?
From who?
That's the entertaining thing. Dalakar helped himself to trinket, a bauble, reportedly held by the Xanathar. You know, the Eye himself, itself, whatever it refers to itself as nowadays. So hard to keep track when it just changes over time. The Stone of Galore. You heard of it?
Mm-mm.
We have, haven't we? I thought we have in game.
Someone said something about it.
Yeah.
Neverember, didn't he?
He
Yeah.
mentioned it at one point.
Yeah, Neverember said that. Yeah, when he got kidnapped, he said that they were asking about. They were asking.
Right.
Yeah, is that right?
Yep.
So
Was he a
you guys
gang
are
member?
you're recalling some of the core information here. So when Neverember was kidnapped, he said that they were torturing him, trying to find out where the Stone of Galore was, because the stone was said to be linked to what?
The Dragon's
The Vault of Dragons.
The Vault
Yeah.
of Dragons?
That's what I said in my head.
Yeah, right. So Vincent is saying that Dalakar has stolen the Stone of Galore from the Xanathar.
That's not good.
Well, looking at that explosion, I guess they got it back.
Possibly. What if Dalakar was coming here?
Here, like to Troll Skull or to Picklewitz's Pints, I guess.
You are, as a group, capable enough. You have made a name for yourselves with the right and the wrong groups. Yes?
That's what everyone keeps telling us.
However, you have not made a name for yourself with all of the wrong individuals. The Xanathar doesn't know who you are. The Guild might. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Zentarum, they know the generality of your presence, but they don't know your specifics. You are in prime position for maximum impact.
Also the name of our group.
You have not yet built so much of a legend around yourselves that you've drawn the attention of people outside of Waterdeep, or beneath it, as the Xanathar may be.
Cut to the choice.
We're
Or Chase Vinci.
So lucky to have a neighbor that's so...
Could he have dropped? Could he have? Sorry,
Friendly?
I've interrupted you. I'm sorry. Could Dalakar have dropped the stone here before the explosion?
No. I don't think that's possible.
I think Vince is asking us to figure where it is out. He doesn't
Right.
know where it is, but he knows that the Gnome had it,
Right.
and he would like us to now retrieve it. Isn't that right, Vampire Boy?
I'll turn to
I mean,
Vincent.
Vince. Vince.
I'll be like,
Vincent.
Vincent tells me that he has no love for vampires.
They usually don't. They're territorial.
He laughs. He agrees. Yes, they are. They're very protective of their residences.
Marcellus forgot he was in the room.
Quit bringing up the vampire.
So Vincent goes on to tell me that if indeed Dalakar were on his way to drop off the Stone of Galore, well then clearly he would be under some great amount of duress. If only there were a way to speak with him.
Speak with the dead.
He makes a very pointed look at Otter as he points at Marcellus.
That was in character. that strange noise.
But what was the phrase you said before that?
Speak with the dead.
Yes.
Can you,
Someone
Otter?
with your abilities may be able to make use of such
I didn't prepare that.
trickery.
You can do that.
I can do it tomorrow.
You may not have that long.
Hmm?
May I recommend a visit to one of your neighbors? Maybe the bookstore?
Mm.
The Bookworms
Mhm.
Emporium of
Yep.
Happiness.
That,
I am new to this powers
your other
that I have
Yeah,
thing.
too
Can you
many
be a little
notebooks.
more straightforward? Are you saying we should get a scroll of Speak with the Dead and then
That is exactly what you said.
okay, Dalakar?
It's a very good idea. I'm
why
glad
are
you
you
had it.
so helpful? Is it because we helped you?
I like this city.
Hmm.
Do Is it because it sates your need for flesh? Why are you so creepy?
Please tell me I was not in Connecticut. Oh my gosh. You're just like straight like, why are you a flesh-eating monster? We love you, but why?
The best part,
you're the problematic phase.
He says that he's been accused of many things over the years, and it always amuses him. He just enjoys this city in its current state and would like it to stay that way.
Over how many years? Like hundreds?
He was here when it was founded.
He smiles. He says, "Thank you. I believe that I have aged gracefully."
He won't even
after, so
tell
out of
he's
character,
been
after
here.
this,
Vincent is literally like some like eldritch horror that like possesses the city. He's like secretly has his hands in every underground corporation, and we are his plaything.
But don't you love how cool he is, though? I think it's really.
I do.
Otter's
Sorry.
starting to.
There's something
to
about the way he
appreciate.
makes it hurt. This makes it oh so good.
I can't wait to read the module after the show is over and find out that he was like just like
a
a
normal
big
guy.
like he was just
And Alan's like, I just made him
just a
creepy.
person.
That is so. To break from the ongoing narrative, some organized play stuff, right? Yes, if you're going to run it for someone later, or you decide to read it later, you may find that like my interpretation of a character may not be kind of what you were thinking.
Maybe you're just creepy.
But that's
Yeah, you know, maybe. Well, I mean,
that's
yeah.
the best part is that like this.
But everyone's going to
seemingly-
have the same core story. It's the
Right.
flavor that makes it different for everybody. So we're all hitting the same points, right? You can go and talk to your groups, you know, after this, whenever you guys decide to run it or play it again, and you can be like, "Oh, Vincent, wait a minute, this DM's running Vincent very differently."
The only thing that is
just love it
guaranteed.
so
But you
much.
reacted really strongly when we introduced Vincent, so I like it.
When we run it, can we have your Beetle and Grim box?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The only thing that is guaranteed to be the same, no matter what table you play at when you play Adventures League organized play, is everybody will hate Volo.
I like him. I hugged him.
Hug.
He's
All right,
Yeah.
let's get back in character. I just had to say like how much I love how you're playing. Like that's all I had to say.
So Vincent, yeah,
So did
he
you or
doesn't
did
seem
you
to
not
get-
call him a flesh eater? This is important.
So Vincent doesn't really seem to get upset by
I
any
mumbled
of
it
this.
under
He
my
says
breath.
that he's been accused of many things. That is one of the more colorful accusations in recent memory.
Don't take it the wrong way. I really enjoy having you as a
I
neighbor.
believe there's only one way to take that, but I won't hold it against.
We should get drinks sometime because I need to get you drunk and ask you questions.
I would.
A rogue doesn't
says
hold
that
back.
he anticipates the challenge.
Ooh, all
Which
right.
means that he's a vampire, so he like processes alcohol way faster. So you're just gonna get drunk, and he's going to like hypnotize you and kill you,
It would be
and then we'll
worth
need
it.
to find another fifth. Not of alcohol, like a player.
So
Not the bottle. I was thinking the bottle.
Sorry,
it's
didn't mean to get
morning.
excited.
It's
is. It's
morning.
5 a.m.
I have not slept. I don't really care because I'm still at full health, and that's all that matters. So I say,
That's how I think in real life too. As long as I don't have any cuts or bruises on me, I don't need sleep.
so yeah, guys, I think we should like.
Vincent is
Totally
like still
raised
standing
in
in our
bed.
parlor.
Oh,
He is
I
not
assume
left.
that he vanished.
No, he's still here, and we are now like, good night.
Vincent puts a couple of coins on your bar and says that should the watch come by, tell them I bought a drink. He then reaches behind the counter, lifts out a bottle, smiles, and he says that.
Help yourself. Jeez.
Well, he left a small
favorite
pile
neighbor.
of coins on the bar top, so the bottle that he grabbed is not.
Yeah, remember how all the bottles are like separated by like their
I was
different
really like,
types?
Well, you're getting close to open, so you've had some stock.
Yeah,
for a
we
while.
have like real stuff now.
But I like the idea we have everything, but then we kept the same musty like old bottles.
Oh yeah, you can. sell
Brand
those.
new
Sure.
bar top, still the gross like sediment like separated bottle of liquor.
Keep
from
those on the
300.
shelf right in front of the mirrored wall behind the bar.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah, super classy.
You know. It's
classy
all about the
establishment.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right. It's those are dwarven spirits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Made with fresh dwarf.
We're an experience eatery, thank you.
Right. Turn the lights off and let people just go through the one sensory deprivation thing.
Yes. All right, that's another RPG setting.
Right. So yeah, he reaches behind the bar and lifts out a bottle. He left a small pile of coins up there for you. He says, "Give my regards to the watch when they arrive. Tell them I recommend whatever this is." And as he heads toward the door, he says, "If you'd like to make your task simpler, the watch will be relocating the bodies to nearby temples soon. Much easier to deal with clergy than curious watchmen, yes?"
Yes.
What
He
what
then
temples do
smoothly just walks through the door.
I imagine as I start to like mumble a question, he's just like, bye, and like disappears.
Yeah, so when he said
through
that
the
about
door?
the clergy, no, he opens the door.
Okay.
And moves
No, he floats through the door.
the way
That's
he
what I
moves,
thought.
it's very precise. It's very fluid.
Can I roll an
very
insight to
smooth.
try to figure out, or like a nature check on what Vincent is?
Sure.
All right.
I'm gonna watch him.
This
as
is
he
going to
walks
be
down
a
the street.
natural 20.
Yeah, if this is not a natural 20, he's not going to tell us anything.
That is a natural 1.
He is a broad-shouldered individual that is just really graceful. It might be years
cannot
of ballet
wait.
training.
He's clearly
To
a
get
werewolf
him
to
drunk
you.
and
My broad-shouldered beast. Back to me.
No.
You're
He
instant.
would've
But yeah, you
never.
watch
I am.
Otter.
Oh, no,
you watch
no,
Vincent
ballet
go out the
speed, the
door,
unseen
turn
king.
down the street. He hoists the bottle and sort of waves at the constables as they're going from group to group.
It's 5 a.m.
and he
I'm
goes
drunk.
to the staircase that leads back up to his residence. So,
I'm gonna go over to the bar and take 1 coin and put it over here and put the rest in my pocket.
That is not how our bar works.
It is if the watch walks in
there's
and
like
goes,
a
why'd he
lot
pay you
of
12
tips here."
gold for 1 bottle?
True, she has a point. Could have put it in the till though.
So
Sorry.
does that mean the watch is like pounding down our doorstep?
are you doing anything else, or are we just gonna?
We all want to go to bed.
I would say that's a bold statement to say we all want to go to bed. I just am at full health.
Well, like,
We
thinking too
probably
logically about this.
look. We probably have
We
at
don't
least a
logic well.
day before
We pass out.
the investigation winds down and they move the body to the temple.
Yeah, I think maybe,
All we need to do is find out what temple they take him to.
I think maybe we would sort of set up. Let's set up some like really good like Baileys and coffee, you know, so that, and when they come in, we'll like
Ooh, I like
serve
that
them,
idea.
serve
Yeah.
them, make them happy, you know, something
Yeah.
warm
You
because
look
it's
cold. Come
yeah.
in. Yeah.
And then while you're at it, you might as well tell us where you're keeping all the bodies. Thanks.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, I'm gonna go and
That's
start
the bit.
making coffee. I
Yeah.
don't know how I don't know how to do that, but I've watched someone do it once.
What, I mean,
So you assume you can.
I'm a gnome. Would it make sense to pretend to be like one of that gnome's kin so I can find out where they're taking him? Do you think they
Oh,
would-
where did little Jimmy
Yeah.
head off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want to wait for the watch to come to you, or are you gonna?
I don't think we need to.
I would be out. I should do it on the street. I don't want them to tie me.
Well, I don't
too
think that we
close.
need to like
Do we
really
need to do
deceive
that?
them like that because
Yeah.
we're going to get them drunk and they have nothing to live for, so they will tell us.
We're gonna get them drunk. I thought we were giving them coffee. I'm
Do you
making.
know what Bailey's and coffee is?
I am making the wrong dish right now. Like, this is totally sober coffee.
I don't think we should try to lie to them.
No.
They might be willing just to tell us information.
liquor them up and they'll just tell us
Right,
on their
right.
own, and then all they have to do is kick themselves in the butt.
Sure.
But I do like the idea of you acting out being a strange mother on the street.
If they saw you finishing your breakfast while that body was in the
I'm a
street, they
master
might.
of disguise, Otter.
She's like your mom is just like looking at your crisp burnt body, eating her cereal, and then she comes out and she goes, "Oh, don't worry, I got that one. It's mine."
Oh wait, that's Delacar.
Hang out with those guys.
Yeah, you were always hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, right. He deserved it.
So what are we thinking then?
Yeah, we were waiting for them to come in. Or?
Yeah, we'll just wait for them to
I
come.
think
in.
that's easiest.
So Seth and Barnabas do end up coming into into Picklewitz's Pints. It's maybe an hour and a half later, and at this point, like other people have seen, you know, they saw Vincent come in and out of your facility. So now some of your other neighbors have also come in and have seated themselves around.
Hey, we're open.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
It's a quiet environment, but they are. I mean, even with as early as it is, they're kind of doing the same thing that Vincent did. They're just kind of throwing money on the bar and.
Wow.
Wow, this is the best
Take
way
him,
to open.
pay what you want.
This place is going to be so successful.
Yeah. I imagine like
I'm assuming at this point, at least one of you would have gotten behind the bar to
Yeah.
Yeah,
corral that. But
I've got coffee for people who want coffee. Coffee's on the house because of the trauma.
they've already paid us.
there you go. Actually, that's good for the
No, the
community.
beer's
right?
not on the house. Yeah.
Beer's not.
Yeah,
coffee
coffee's
is.
on the
Yeah,
house.
the
If you want
coffee's on the
liquor, you
house.
gotta pay though.
Yeah.
There you go. So Seth and Barnabas, they come in and they look around and you hear them sort of mumble between each other like, we didn't think they were open yet, but okay.
That's the joke.
So they ask like, who's in charge here?
The 5 of us and the dog.
I am.
we need to have a discussion about the events
I
outside.
look at you all like,
Of course, after speaking with you, I'll need to speak with your employees as well.
Absolutely.
whoa, employees!
Ask
We all
away.
laugh at you when they say that. We all laugh.
I am offended and I go to my witch's tower.
I can't
Where
wait
is
till they talk to
Pickowitz?
me.
My rat?
Yeah, you're rat.
Probably in the cellar, drunk again. It's still pretty early.
Okay, that was just
Hungover.
to figure out if
Yeah,
the rat
no.
was with you or not.
No, what he's secretly
No,
saying is
once
the
we pulled
explosion was
in-
caused by Picklewitz.
Once we pulled in the like whiskey barrels and stuff, the rat really hasn't left the basement very
Yeah,
much.
you're not wrong there.
Okay. So they first up, they say, congratulations on opening your facility. You appear to be a cornerstone of this community.
Oh, I know.
It is unfortunate that on the eve of your opening, surely you'll be open here in a few days,
Terrible.
that something awful would happen just outside your doorstep.
Truly awful.
What can you tell us about those events?
Well, I mean, we were just getting ready for breakfast and
Family
a loud family, large family.
Large family
breakfast,
breakfast.
yeah, lots of eggs. And you just
Over a
heard an
dozen.
explosion. And I sent my employees out, of course, to see if anybody needed help or coffee or anything to drink. And Otter took care of a fair amount of the flames for
I'm going
you.
to let you die
Very
next
courteous of you.
time.
What do you know about the individuals that were involved in this catastrophe?
Absolutely nothing. I know none of those individuals. I couldn't recognize anybody out of that pack of bacon had you asked.
So insensitive.
They're not pigs. Those are people.
Oh, I mean, long pig people. My
long
apologies.
Long pig
My
people.
apologies.
Tough
times.
Barnabas and Seth kind of look at each other.
We're not from around
Long
here.
Pig? Question mark. They say that they've heard that there is some friction between your organization and Froon.
He calls that can just a friendly competition. I mean, whose bar is better? Ours.
Froon
He's
doesn't
upset.
appear to believe that this is friendly competition, though.
Of course he doesn't.
Oh,
Never
no,
will.
actually, most of your neighbors seem to be well aware of the fact that he's accused you of running a front for a were-rat crime guild.
Did you just he just rolled on a random table for that, didn't he?
He has a rod of silver and says, I'm going to need you to hold this.
Okay. Definitely not.
Okay, he says, well, that is good to know. Seth, make a note. Seth's furiously scribbling away.
It would have been really funny if you screamed.
It's hot.
Emick seems to be of the mindset that this is a front for were-rat operations, some extension of the Xanathar Guild. He seems unreasonably angry at you for some reason. Tread carefully with him.
We will.
Darn shame about what happened outside. If you happen to recall anything further about what led up to those unfortunate events, let us know.
Will do.
So he's gonna, Barnabas, leading the discussion, of course, is going to run through those same basic questions with the remaining lot of you. They'll gather the group of you together for this. Well,
Does he make us all touch the silver bar?
oh yeah,
Can I scream? No, I'm just
you
joking.
can if you want.
No.
That's entirely up to you.
I don't feel like dying quite yet.
But they do ask if you know anything about the blast, if you saw anything outside.
I was making eggs.
Okay.
I saw the blast, and I know the gnome's name is Dalakar. Vincent told us when he came to our place.
Seth looks up very sharply.
Otter.
Dalakar. How do you know that name?
Sakes.
I just heard it for the first time. Vincent told us.
We'll be speaking with Vincent shortly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does say hello.
What? Oh, that's very nice of him.
He stopped in for a drink already.
He's a trusted individual.
Good.
At times. So with
Are you
with
lawful
young
stupid?
No, I'm honest. I am just honest.
to a fault. It's amazing.
Very large.
So with young Dalakar out there, what else did Vincent say that that Dalakar was up to?
Nothing. He said nothing.
Absolutely nothing of importance. My
Literally
employees need to
We've
get
already
back
had
to
our chat.
work.
Magpie,
I have
thank you.
people.
Magpie, thank you.
He said he may have gotten the ire of the Xanathar Guild and stolen a bauble.
Stolen a bauble, eh? Did he go on to describe what this bauble is?
A stone. I can't remember the name of it, though.
Well, at least I think we got that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
If
stone
you-
of it's time for you guys to leave. Bye.
These are officers of the law.
So they share a look between themselves, and they say that It is helpful. I don't recommend leaving your tavern house for the foreseeable future. We'll come back with additional questions when we're ready.
For the foreseeable future, we've got a business to run.
Yeah, I literally plan on leaving in like 20 minutes, actually. So
Are we under house arrest?
We would encourage you to stay here if at all possible.
Are we suspects?
Would you like to be?
No.
Then stay here while we resolve our investigation, and I'm sure it'll all work out.
Do all these patrons have to also stay here while you complete your investigation?
We will talk to them individually and determine what our course of action is from there.
This has been a terrible occurrence, and
Made you free coffee.
I'd like to pay my respects to the deceased. Which temple will they be interned at?
For the duration of the investigation, they will actually be going to a local watch house, and then they'll be sent out to houses of faith based on their familial preferences.
I tried. I tried.
You forgot the over. It's just an open broadcast.
I'm gonna make sure to watch while they're talking to everyone else. Do they make everyone touch the silver thing, or just us?
In your group.
Not everyone in the bar, just us.
No, they'll talk to the others individually after talking to you, but they don't bring the silver bar out again after that.
That's crazy.
I was hoping they
We
would
should come up with a cool rumor
ferret out a
about his
werewolf or
business.
something. That'd be cool.
So if you don't have any more meaningful questions or interactions, yes?
the conversation that Otter just had where they said that they're taking the bodies to the watch house, that was like not a private conversation, right? Okay. They didn't specify which watch house.
There are a couple of watch houses in each ward.
Cool.
So
I would like to like nonchalantly step into another room and then cast disguise self on myself.
Okay.
And make myself look like a watch member.
Sure.
And then basically I want to like wander back out, mix myself back with the crowd, and wander off. And my goal for the day is to now end up at the watch house with this gnome
Which one?
and try to like whichever one the body ends up going to.
Okay.
Like definitely trying to be like not involved with the investigation at all, because it will very quickly become evident that I am not who I say I am. But just like, you carry this bag. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And like trying to follow the body so we know where they're at, so we can try to do what Vincent said without talking more about what Vincent said. Otter.
How do you know my name, watch person?
Yes. If you have a problem with that, you can talk to Mission Control. Barnabas.
Mission control.
Mission control.
That's what you think their captain is
Yeah.
called.
That's you can tell that I'm the bottom rung of this ladder as a watchman. Yeah. So.
Need
Yeah.
to report back to Mission Control.
Yeah. Over.
Waterdeep, we have a problem.
Yeah. That's actually part 2. That's in Undermountain. It's actually just a big space cavern. But yeah, so that's what I would like.
Okay, so you want to
start.
insert yourself into the City Watch using magic and deception of some form. And
Oh, yes.
Kind of. Okay, cool. We can cover what that means here in just a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to focus on the rest of your allies. Assuming that you've gone into that side room and done the disguise and you're back out with the group out in the street. The 4 of you are all still in the tavern, and Seth and Barnabas have had a little bit of time. They've talked to the rest of the patrons and have moved on. There are some people sort of milling around here, mumbling about the things that have gone out. They all look a little shell-shocked and upset. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go into the cellar and find my rat because the Where Rat Crime Syndicate is a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, Pickowitz
Your
like
rat?
hasn't been.
I don't-
And now he's in charge of a were-rat.
Yeah, I
syndicate.
realize I haven't seen him in a few
Your
weeks.
your rat is at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. Huge belly, just laying there.
I thought you were gonna be like the rat standing at the bottom of the stairs, and as you like walk around the corner to look down, it's just sitting at the bottom step looking up at you.
Yeah,
And I was
legs
like,
crossed, all businesslike.
yeah.
The rat was the one running the whole syndicate.
Yes. And then I was like, oh, it's an animagus.
Yeah. I think I'm going to talk to some of the patrons whenever
Sure. Okay.
whenever that turn comes up.
So
So we're open
So,
now.
Trish, your rat, big, huge, bloated, distended belly, doesn't appear to be breathing.
Great, fantastic.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
fine
check
with
him.
that?
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check him.
This
Are you
isn't
like,
the
this
first
has
time it's not
happened
been
again?
breathing.
So,
Is he still alive?
so with the number of comments
This
you've
is
had
not the first time this has happened. Let's
right,
talk
with the
about
number
this.
of times you commented on that, I need a medicine check. Take advantage on this, or nature, whichever one's better for you, because
I think I know.
you know your rat better than anyone else.
What?
Pickowitz is your buddy.
15.
Advantage roll.
You get advantage. Roll again, take it higher.
15.
Okay, so we have a 15. You look at your rat, doesn't really seem to be breathing, huge, bloated, distended belly. And you've seen this before.
I mean...
You touch the belly, and he deflates like a balloon. Comically loud belching. Shakes, jumps up onto his paws, scurries up your leg, perches up on your shoulder.
Oh.
What's up,
It
buddy?
smells vile and horrific.
Oh my god.
It may not have just been belching.
Oh, you're the grossest rat. I love you
He
so
seems super
much.
happy because he's nuzzling your chin at this point.
Oh, buddy. You better not be stealing things, though. We've talked about this a lot.
I really like the idea that Pickowitz is a figment of your imagination.
So she came down in, Magpie came down into the cellar to just
belch.
pass gas.
Yeah. Magpie also doesn't remember seeing Pickowitz because when she is trying to remember where she last saw Pickowitz, it's really her just in the basement getting drunk.
Always. That's what he always is.
Every time it's the basement.
It's so weird that like none of us have ever
It's my
seen
house. So
Pickowitz.
he's got his own house.
Okay.
There's like something. There's like a portal to the upside down in the basement. That's
Yeah. Chance has already found his way in like the sewer vents and like drains, and he's rolling the city probably every day while we're
I can dig it. I can
messing
dig
around.
it.
Yeah, but he had better not be stealing things because I will put him back in a cage
Again.
So there are some of the neighbors that are still up here. Vincent has not come back. He's gone up to his residence. You do recognize a couple of these people just from getting to know, sort of cutscene montage style, from getting to know your neighbors over the last couple of weeks. You have Fala Lefalier from Coralon's Crown, one of the neighboring businesses. She runs the Herbalist, the herbalism flower shop. There is Jezrin Hornraven. Jezrin is she lives in Trollskull Alley, but as far as you know, she doesn't have any business operations there. But you've passed her in the street.
Okay.
And Mardum Trek. Mardum Trek is someone that you've seen in Magpie's vicinity every now and again as one of the local urchin kids.
Okay. And the last one's a kid.
Mm-hmm. Young boy.
All right, I will walk up to the last one, Mardum.
Okay.
And I'll get down on one knee because that's what you do when there's children around, I'm told.
Sure.
And I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, you all right?"
He looks a little shocked. Got a bit of that 1,000-yard stare. Puts his mug down on the table. Looks out the window.
Is he drinking?
Yeah, of course he is. You've served him.
Well, I mean, everyone was talking to the watch, and I mean, the mug's empty, so he's not drinking anymore.
Okay. All right, so I'll take that away. I'll be like, "Okay, buddy, let's get you some coffee."
So much better for kids.
I really don't think the watch should see the fact that we're serving children.
Probably not.
So I'll get him some coffee, and I'll be like, so did you see what happened?
He says that he didn't see what happened. It's just he was playing with his friends, the halfling kids that he'll never see again. He says I was playing with my friends, and then everything exploded, and then I was scared, so I ducked behind this rain barrel, and he fishes around inside of his shirt, and he says I heard a wet plop, and something dropped into it, and I fished this out, and he holds up this necklace full of beads.
That's a nice necklace.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
As a rogue.
Yes.
Okay.
For some reason, don't know why I took that.
You can feel a little bit of arcane energy coming off of this thing.
Oh, that's cool. Can I see that?
He hands it over.
Oh, that's so cool.
He's more focused on like when he mumbled that out. He's still mostly looking out the window, and he just kind of gives it to you.
All right.
He's not really attached to the conversation.
Okay. I'll be like, "Okay, bud, I'm gonna hold on to this, and in return, I'm not gonna tell anyone that you were drinking here today." I'll be like, did you or any of your friends know Dalakar?
He interjects with, "Yeah, your water's kind of spicy."
Yeah, it's okay. You're gonna like it probably very soon when it starts really.
years.
Yeah, when it starts really hitting you. Do you know Dalakar? He was a gnome.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
No, and he talks about his 2 halfling friends.
Yeah,
Who are
this sounds
dead.
like really
Yeah.
good
In the fire,
friends.
dead in the fire. You're just like, that sucks. So do you know any more information? Oh, goodness.
Okay, did you know that we have a dog?
He looks around. Puppy?
Yeah, there's a puppy. Why don't I have you and the puppy hang out, and I will just drag him over to Tiamat's bed and put him in Tiamat's bed with Tiamat.
I like that.
Tiamat just became a service dog.
Yeah.
He snuggles right up to the dog.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what to do with that kid later, because I don't think he has parents.
He does not.
So I will then walk up to.
Just adopt a dog
Jasmine?
and a kid.
I think so.
I'll refill the coffee pot and I'll walk up to wherever Jasmine's sitting
Okay.
and I'll sit down and I'll be like, you need more coffee?
She is. She's fairly sharp-eyed, pretty well focused, and she says she always needs more coffee.
Yes. I
She's the
feel
nosy
same.
neighbor.
So I'll fill her cup and I'll be like, did you hear that
Dalakar?
Dalakar, thank you. Did you hear that Dalakar is out there? That he was like the target of this?
She says that she doesn't know or care who Dalakar is, but you know what is really important?
What's really
The
important?
thing that the watch just isn't asking about.
Oh God.
No, what is the watch not asking about?
I saw it.
So what?
You did not.
I did. I saw it.
Did not.
And they didn't even ask. They didn't. They just asked what happened with the explosion. They didn't ask what happened before it.
That's
Because it wasn't a man that caused this.
Of course not.
No. It was a puppet. It was a puppet that was shaped like a man. Like a puppet that had its strings cut.
Like a wooden puppet?
Oh no. Well, maybe.
Like a meat puppet?
Is she drunk?
No, she's definitely
No.
not drunk.
Okay.
She says it was covered in filigree and metalwork, and it was crafted of exquisite woods. It was
That's
supposed
incredible.
to look like a small man, but it's not.
I can't believe you saw that.
It hurled that thing into the crowd, caused that explosion. It ran away. What it did to those kids is inexcusable.
Absolutely. We won't tolerate that in our town or in our neighborhood.
Mm.
That's amazing. I can't believe that nobody talked to you yet.
And then do you know what it did?
I can't even imagine.
It ran down that road right there. It ran down that road and it crawled right up the side of that building.
No way.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
it totally did.
I'm so glad I don't have to have this conversation.
Right across from Vincent's apartment. It just scrambled right up the side of that wall like it was a cat.
So you saw everything.
I saw it.
You've seen a cat scramble up a wall?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, I mean, if I see the watch, I'll let them know to talk to you. I won't. I mean, I'll give you the pleasure of doing it yourself, but I'll let them know that like they really messed up on talking to you.
They did. I don't
Yeah.
even know what we pay them for. Our taxes.
That's a
It's
good question.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but you know, between a rock and a hard place, and then I just get up and leave.
And okay, we're done here now.
I'll be like, if you need more coffee, help yourself. It's all free today.
Well, good.
Yeah. All right. I will get up. There was one more person, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yep.
The herbalist.
Paula Lefleur.
Keep going.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go to her table with the coffee. Be like, hey, you need more coffee? It's all free today.
Mm. She gratefully accepts. She's sort of unfocused, but she's here.
Okay. You doing all right?
She says, I was just starting my day. I was watering my plants, and the blast, it blew out my windows. It hurt my babies. It hurt my plants.
It hurt your plants.
It did.
No.
I mean, I think we'll all recover. I think we'll all be fine. I don't think we're injured. But it's more shocked than anything. Those are very delicate, exotic plants. They don't do well with surprises.
I've heard of them. I mean, everyone knows about your babies.
Mm.
Yeah, that's.
This is such a bizarre conversation.
She's clearly very attached to her
Well,
plants.
yeah. I mean, if the open windows until you get them fixed, if you need to bring your plants over here to keep them safe, you just feel free. you know.
She says, "No, I think my babies just need to stay at home and recover."
I've heard that music really helps.
I was
with
gonna
this
say,
kind of
does she play like
traumatic
happy music to make her plans happy? That's funny.
She does say that. She goes on to say that as I was making sure that everyone was okay, I saw in the aftermath of all that explosion out there. Just at a glance, I really thought I saw someone pick something off the body of that little one out there, and then run down towards the bent nail. I don't like those people.
No,
It's
that's
dirty
all right.
work, metalsmithing.
I think we're gonna talk to the City Watch, and we need some wards or something in this area because it's getting ridiculous.
I told the Watch about that guy and the fact that he ran all in his smoking, dirty cloak, and that he ran over to the bent nail, so they might already be there.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, if they're good at their job, they should be, right?
You expect a lot out of our.
And she leans over to you. She says, "They're only good at the job when you pay them to be good at the job."
Oh, well, that's depressing.
Welcome to Waterdeep.
I mean, everyone knows that the Watch is on the take, so...
Right.
I mean, well, I hope that we get this resolved and find out who's responsible. We'll see if it happens.
That's all right. We take care of our own here, too, so no matter what, we'll figure it out.
She looks at you, when you say that, she looks at you kind of quizzically.
Well, yeah, like, I'm a fellow plant enthusiast, so sue me.
They hurt your babies, they hurt my babies.
All right, so I'll just tap the table in front of her, and I'll get up, and I'll be like, if you need anything, let us know.
Agnes to the
you guys
to the
really...
lobby of our restaurant by herself, so she's just like single frazzled like waitress, like no sleep, 10 tables, everybody wants
actually
coffee.
Working in this place.
Yeah, I'm like gone. You're like,
I'm singing to the rat down the basement.
Yeah, you're getting drunk with the Sicklewitz and. Oh, goodness gracious me, oh my. And Otter's just like, hey, everyone, here's all the information that we know. Policemen, thanks.
All right, so I'll go to, like, one of the personal lounges, like, upstairs.
We have personal lounges.
We have the library. I'll go to the library. And I'll, on the stone thing, I'll be like...
library.
The
you
library.
Do it says library.
Yeah, we have a library.
We have a library.
And it's got a ladder and many chairs.
And it has a ladder. Wait, instead of a ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, for like the wall books?
Yeah, like it's not a really cool library unless you have a ladder.
I'm reading my wall.
Yeah. I'll get on my stone and be like, guys, I have a lot of information and I don't really know what to do with it all, so maybe we could meet in the library.
I'm right here.
I want to make
Oh, God damn it.
I do want to make note that while she is saying, hey, everybody, let's meet at the library, I'm currently, like, incognito disguised as a city watchman. And now my sending stone is, like, going off, like, hey, stop pretending to be a police officer, over.
That's your problem. I didn't know you were doing that.
No one did. I just
you just did it.
Yeah.
Maximum impact to the library, over.
Formation.
I pop up out of the cellar with Picklewick in my pocket because we attachment parenting problems. And you say hi to Trek, like he's there obviously with our puppers. Like,
you recognize Trek, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, good boys. Like, you can, just hang out here. He's obviously like sleeping and snuggling, and we're just gonna let that go.
Sorry, your friends died. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't actually know his friends died yet.
Right.
And I'm just like really glad that he's here, but like he's napping. Like I'm not gonna wake him.
He's also clearly drunk. Yeah, I still feel really bad about that.
I wouldn't. It happens all the time. And I venture up to the library, like check in on everybody. It's like, hey, I don't get them anything. I'm just like, how you doing? Waitress got you.
The
like,
management.
Good. Yeah. Right?
Table touches for
you guys are good. You good? Free desserts tomorrow. Do like go up to the library?
Tell me you did it with finger guns.
I did, of course. With a rat sticking out of my pocket. I'm like, this is a clean establishment.
Are we all in the library now, excluding Marcellus?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's busy?
Who's busy doing things with the city?
What info?
Doing maximum wage work for minimum wage pay.
Yeah.
What info do you have?
So first of all, our neighbors are crazy. So
welcome to Waterdeep.
Be aware of that. This is going to be. We should definitely get those wards on the door. We should really invest in that.
Just to keep out the neighbors.
Yeah.
They also appear to think they can just come into this place at any time of their choosing. And
Yeah, we
sit
haven't
down
even
and-
had our grand opening yet.
This is our soft opening.
Apparently it is.
No, remember, guys, the customer's always right. Okay, we're open
Yeah,
now.
so,
we just have to be open now.
You're not even here for this.
I know. I'm like transcending the triggered moment here.
In the bathroom at the City Watch of Yellowstone.
Get the hell out of there now!
Over.
Over.
So yeah, number one, we should really invest in glyphs. Number two, someone served the kid alcohol, so we'll probably need retraining for people because that
Mandatory
cannot
state
be a good
retraining,
idea. And then number three, there was all this crazy stuff apparently that people saw. There's this necklace. I'll hold up the necklace. I'm like, I can tell it's magical, but that's as far as my education goes, as far as magic.
Okay.
Can I make an investigation?
It'd be
with
an Arcana check.
Yeah, can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I'm really good at that for some reason. So 22.
That's
Wow.
a damn fine number. So you're looking at this necklace, and you can see that there are 2 beads left on it. The clasp is broken, but you can feel magic coming off of it. You can see an indentation in the necklace chain itself where another bead had previously been located. You don't see any others, so it looks like this only held 3, but you are reasonably certain that this is a necklace of fireballs. Basically, you pull a bead off and you throw it, and it causes a big fireball.
Oh.
You're holding a grenade belt.
All right. So I've never seen one before.
So keep flipping that around for me like
but
you are
I think
doing.
this is a necklace of fireballs, and that's pretty cool. So I put it back in my pocket.
Next to my car keys. You know, whatever. Just jingling around in there.
I was
Cracks,
going
whatever.
to give it to the group, but now I think it's really cool, and I think I'm just gonna be like, oh, look at the cool thing I found. I think this is how the building blew up.
That would make sense.
There's one missing. So that's a cool thing.
What else did you learn?
There was a puppet, like a cool, really like wrought metal. It sounds like it was expensive and valuable. And it crawled up the side of the wall next to the building.
Like,
it's also the
how
one that
big of a
threw one of
puppet?
these fireballs.
Yes. Bigger than you.
Gnome size, I think.
Yeah, she would have told you it's like child size, basically.
Child size?
Child halfling gnome. It was very fast moving, so it was hard to tell specific details other than that.
Yeah, and it probably used this necklace. It didn't keep it though. It threw it in a barrel.
A gnome-sized puppet
Yes.
cast
You
a
should,
fireball.
you should,
Yes.
you guys should, like,
That is what our
conference call
neighbors
me
say.
in and be so into this conversation.
I do want to put into this perspective that our neighbors all said this. They could just be crazy neighbors.
Or drunk.
Or drunk.
Or
we have,
drunk crazy
We have
neighbors.
all been starting very early today.
Did they see anybody else besides the gnome-sized puppet?
Yes. They saw someone. You know that lady that really likes the plants? They're like always all over her porch and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said, first of all, that her plants got hurt, so I guess that's sad. And second of all, that she saw someone running away from the scene of the explosion and down that alleyway.
So wait, we're gonna trust the herbalist who loves her plants to
loves
tell
her
us.
plants, man.
Oh, wait, exactly.
She totally knows what happened.
Because I'm such a good listener, I also just remembered that he or she, whoever this roguish character is, stole something off the body and then took off down the alleyway.
Toward where to? Which way?
The rusty nail, she said?
The bat nail?
The bent nail. That's definitely what it's called.
Like into the shop? It's a furniture shop.
Yeah. That's what
I thought she said it.
what the herbalist said.
The herbalist said that it ran off in that direction.
Yes.
That it-
Towards that.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But because I got my story wrong, we're gonna go
A
with
stringless
went
puppet.
into.
Something that you do know is that the bent nail is at the end of the alley.
The dead end or
Wait,
just the end?
what did you
end?
say that it was made out of again?
Is it a
The
dead
plants?
end?
It's
The
or an-
puppets.
The puppets. Oh, like a bunch of really expensive wrought iron, gold, jewels, metal, filigree, wood. Probably really good wood, like Chechen or something.
Get out of here! Who just knows that? Literally, only you two just know that.
Just wanted to take that opportunity.
Yeah, Latin name Wadada of region Boo, and it takes 65 years to harvest it.
It was
so-
named after
No,
the Chens.
let's be honest.
After
The puppet's evil, so honestly, it was probably Wenge.
Why is the puppet got to be evil?
It threw a fireball. It killed a bunch of children.
It's an animate stringless puppet, Alan.
and puppets don't speak.
Ew.
Oh man, the last thing
Can
we
we
did.
pretend that I Skyped in via Sending Stone to this conversation?
It's up to your team.
On my 15-minute lunch break at the City Watch?
You said the puppet ran up the wall by Vincent's home, correct?
No, more stuff with
by the
Vincent Gray.
explosion.
Right.
Yeah.
Could Vincent have caused this, and then somebody else ended up with the object that he was?
I mean, when it
trying
comes
to
to
get?
Vincent, I don't put anything past him. But I personally don't think that he had anything to do other than enjoy the chaos.
He also knew exactly who the gnome was that no one else can recognize because he's burned to a crisp. He knew he was being followed and knew that he was carrying something right at this exact moment. And then Vincent comes over here immediately
Sounds like
thereafter.
Vincent over.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go and interrogate Vincent, but I'm kind of, I'm scared of him, so I don't really want to do that.
I'm not saying we interrogate Vincent. He's clearly too
Crafty
smart
for us?
But let's keep this in mind as we delve into this, perhaps we shouldn't share all the information with Vincent.
That's
Or everyone
You're
else.
the one who needs that advice the most. You share everything with everyone.
They're officers of the law.
Who are literally bragged by coin. Constantly.
Even them, even the higher ups in
Gosh,
that organization.
Especially the higher ups. Do you know how politics work?
Why didn't you
Talk
tell
to
me this
cops.
before?
Ever since
We
you were
tried.
a kid.
Because I'm on my 15-minute lunch break and I didn't have time to explain that. Over.
Ever since you
I
were
will
a
explain
kid,
when I get home from work tonight.
you rat us out every time.
I'm not.
You've been doing it since you were 4 years old. You've been ratting us out for stuff.
If you vote Otter out of the party, say aye.
It is important to be honest.
You went to my grandmother every time I tried to get away with something.
They're having like a real character.
They're having a moment.
Yeah, keep going, keep going. This is great. This is great character development. I'm really enjoying this. Call her a name or something. Get
Is
into
that
it.
your sense of justice is really annoying.
Well, it's how I choose to live my life. I'm sorry you don't share.
You chose to do this like a
feelings.
few months ago. You just left. And then now you're like a magical. Then you were a blacksmith for a while, and then you just like quit that and like walked out, and now you're a magical man.
Thank you. Yes, I am a magical man. Once the power overtook me, I couldn't keep pounding nails on an anvil when I have this calling.
All I'm saying is that every time something happens,
does
you
that
throw
make me-
yourself
why-
into it 100%, and then you get hurt. And just
I
be
haven't
careful. Like, just don't.
I only went
don't
unconscious
have-
the one time since
I
we
feel like
started.
there's like a lot of
wasn't-
off-screen
that
development between these
It
characters.
wasn't the kind of hurt I was talking about. Anyway, you should also be more discreet about who you talk to. You shouldn't just tell everyone everything you know all the time.
I understand, and I didn't realize that the City Watch might have been crooked. So I appreciate the advice, and I will try and be.
appreciate your
I-
faith
listen,
in 100% of everything you do.
Listen, Agnes, I will never be as discreet as you are, but I will try to withhold some information.
Be good.
I will try,
At
but
the
I won't lie.
At the conclusion of that, you feel like one of your pouches has gotten just a little bit heavier.
That was really cute, guys. Over.
I'll check my pouch.
Okay. You open it up. There's a handful of crooked nails.
I am freaked out.
We gotta go. The bed nail. We gotta go.
Is
On
my
the
ghost
end
friend
of the
around?
nail, on the head of the nail is your holy symbol.
You are a magical man.
It's very strange.
We should go to the crooked screwdriver.
I have been blessed by Amanada.
Even he thinks that you should.
He thinks I should be more honest.
Guys,
I don't
we gotta
know
go to
if
the bent
that's
nail.
what this whole conversation
Right.
is.
Otter, he's
Perhaps he's
telling
saying
us
the
we
opposite.
need to go to the bent nail.
Yes.
Can I have one of those magical nails?
Yes, a nail for each of us.
As you go to hand them out, they sort of wisp away.
Oh,
And-
I thought I could have a cool thing for my god too. That's
What
all right.
Amanada gives us, he quickly takes away. Okay.
Amanada's a real jokester.
I will. But we have been gifted with a sign. We should
All right.
check out the bent nail.
I promise to make fun less of your magical things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was really oppressive.
He's clearly listening to you and is not very pleased. Amanada.
I don't know. It seems like that's not what I felt when I touched the nail, but
Excellent. What should we do?
man, let's go to the rusty nail. I think
The watch told us not to leave the premises.
We have to go to the bookstore anyway.
Just bring some coins with you. We'll bribe them if we see them.
I guess we could leave like a really good note.
Let's wait till
My
Marcellus.
mom said I could buy.
Let's wait till Marcellus comes back and see what
Yeah.
information she learns.
If
Make me an
Marcellus
insight
comes
check.
An
back.
insight check?
Marcellus will come back.
I'm checking all my pockets to see
14,
if there's other things.
So the people that have been coming in, they're not just helping themselves; they're leaving coins on your bar.
Excellent.
We have the money to bribe the city watch.
That's misuse of storage.
Is that what he's suggesting?
Also, they're obviously taking care of themselves. We're fine leaving. We'll put Trek and,
All right.
Tiamat in charge.
Yeah, let's leave a note with Tiamat.
Yeah.
And we'll tie a little bag of coins
Yeah.
that says it was really something came up that was really important. Please help yourself to some beer. Here's some coins.
Let's use the sending stones to speak to Marcellus and see when he's going to return, or try
Yeah,
and
we
get
should
him
wait
back
for
here.
Marcellus.
Let's
We should
not-
wait for Marcellus.
I think we've learned this lesson the hard way a number of times. Let's not separate. Let's keep maximum impact together.
Hey, Marcellus, we're sneaking out. Over.
Yeah,
goes up
I'm
to the
cool.
Yeah, while you're like in the middle
No,
of
I'm
something.
cool waiting for Marcellus to finish doing his thing, and then heading out.
I mean, my thing was just I just want to find out where the body's going.
Yeah,
So I don't know how long it would take
it does
to
go
figure
to it. They gotta basically secure the investigation site and transport the bodies and all that. So it does take a good couple hours, but that'll cover the interview time and the gap with like Vincent and the watch coming in to speak to everyone here. You guys speaking to your neighbors, all that sort of stuff. So at this point, I mean, you're looking at 9-10 o'clock in the morning. The bodies have all been transported. The watch station that the bodies went to it's not that far away here in the North Ward, but it's up near the wall that separates North from Field Ward.
Okay. Watch station 257.
257 sounds good.
All right, I love it. Cool. So I will come back with that information, and I will come back and I will look very disheveled and like disenchanted with life because
Do you
I just
still have
spent a
your
few hours in the
uniform on?
life of a city guardsman.
Yeah.
And that was a really eye-opening experience for me. So
Do you still have the uniform on, though?
I mean, I'll
you
like
still
trudge in the
disguised?
uniform. Yeah.
You were there long enough to see the clergy from a bunch of local temples all show up, and they were casting spells that you were familiar with, like Gentle Repose, to keep a body from decomposing.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll come back and I'll just sort of like come on in and be like, "Hey guys,
The heck are you wearing?
my work outfit."
Who were
You got a job?
Yeah.
This is your job.
Wait, is that you, Marcellus?
Oh yeah. Hi.
You looked ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I like let down my long flowing locks I've decided I just have for this moment. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it was cool.
But yeah, basically I'll be like, I figured out where the
You
bodies
should
are.
do that more often.
Disguise myself? Are you saying
Yeah.
I'm ugly?
No, I'm just
Oh.
saying that's a cool thing
Oh, yeah.
that your character could do more often. That would be really helpful. Like my sneak attack that I don't use. It's super helpful and probably something I should do.
I'll see what I can do. But yeah, so they're keeping the bodies at Watch House 257.
Nice.
That's the number I said.
Yes.
And so I was gone for like 5 hours. What happened when I was gone, guys?
All this stuff.
All this stuff.
We found some nails.
Can they like basically fill me in on everything we've already
Yeah,
discussed?
Yeah, I
that's
don't want to
fine.
repeat it again.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to repeat the stuff. You were here, present. They can regurgitate it back over to you.
I'm really intrigued by the story of this like puppet thing. Who did you say was going on about it?
Oh, that was.
Fella.
Not the plant lady.
Oh,
It wasn't the plant lady.
Jessam,
Okay.
Yeah.
the nosy neighbor.
Because I kind of want to chat with her. Because I want to be like, wait. What were
So you can
on?
buy.
Yeah. When you saw this, because I want to make sure. I don't know. That just like that
Hey,
seems to be the
listen.
only like real lead anywhere we have is that there was this weird puppet thing. I don't know. Maybe there was
We got 2 leads.
You have 2.
puppet thing
And the rusty.
Oh,
the
and-
bent
oh.
nail.
The
The
bent
bent
nail.
nail.
Oh, and those just magically appeared in your pocket like 20 minutes ago?
Yes.
Oh,
Are you
we
back?
need to
Are you
go.
back now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
back. Let's go. Let's go to the.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do that first, and on the way back, I want to talk to this lady that saw the puppet too.
On the way out.
On whichever is easier. On the
She's
way
still
there.
here.
Oh, is she still
Yeah,
in
she's
here?
still in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll walk over and go, hi. Basically, I want you to tell me everything that you already told her, but with more details so that I figure something else out new.
She's already given all the details she's got, really. She didn't get a very good look. She says that it looks like it was someone's expensive toy that was just running down the street.
Okay.
She saw it throw the thing and then scamper up the wall.
I'm going to make a check to see if Marcellus would put 2 and 2 together to ask a question. Marcellus is not a smart person.
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, I am remembering this clinking noise that I was told about.
Mm.
And I'm thinking about, like, I was thinking a puppet running away. Why is she the only one that heard it? Because if you're talking about it being made of metal, I'm assuming these are like cobblestone.
What's your, are you proficient in insight?
Yes.
Yeah, so ask the question. You're fine.
Oh, basically I'm asking what did it sound like when it ran?
She was not like directly there, so she didn't get a clear, image, if you will, of what it sounded like.
I guess my question is, like, as it was moving, did you notice a noise of some sort? Because in my head, something that's made of wrought metal and wood is going to make a clinking noise, and I'm wondering if it sounded like this other random noise that I heard about.
She said maybe she doesn't really recall. There might have been some like jingling or like wooden blocks slapping together or something. There was a lot going on. The building had just exploded.
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
Was that the...
But for real, you'll have to forgive me.
It's okay.
She's many drinks in at this point.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
coffee must have been
okay.
She seems genuinely like angry at herself for not actually knowing everything that was just.
Oh, you started drinking at 8 a.m. What do you think was going to happen?
I go, oh, sweetheart, and I cast sleep.
Well, that gets the remaining patrons to just.
Yeah, so I knock out everybody in the bar.
Well, because your tap room is not that big.
You probably knock us all out too if you do that.
No,
it starts with lowest hit points first. So
okay.
It'll get your patrons. You guys are fine.
Was it the House of the Inspired Hands that had all the noise, the weird noises coming from?
Yeah, I overheard in the bar. No, I overheard from someone. Hold on, I wrote this down in my notebook.
Mm-hmm. We gotta go to the bent nail first.
Yes, we do. I do want to go to the bent nail first, but yeah, I heard a metallic clinking from the House of Inspired Hands. These are rumors I heard when I was hanging out in the yawning portal one night.
Is that the way? Would that be on the same direction that the puppet ran towards?
I didn't ask.
Not really. I mean, the puppet ran to a building and then up the side of the building.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But I will pocket that information from her. And then I definitely think that if your god is sending us fully like summonings of material objects in your pockets, we need to listen to it now.
Absolutely.
So we should strut as a group.
Yes.
All right.
Strut.
Totally.
Strut. Yeah.
So
Maximum impact.
before we leave, I'm gonna wake Trek up and make sure that he can run the bar. I've known this kid for a long time. He's got it handled.
Refreshments.
Yes.
He will lie for
will
us.
In his
rectify
August
that
12
shortly.
years of life.
August 12 years of life.
Leave him
gonna
some money
make him
for
a
the city
peanut butter
watch
and
if they
jelly.
come around.
Okay.
Deal.
Probably hungry.
He's bribed them before. I hope to God he remembers how to do this. No, Trek.
Who?
Or
The
Martin,
child, the
as
drunk
you call him.
child.
Yes.
The son we have.
I like the
I
idea.
thought you were talking about Pickowitz, and I was like, Pickowitz has bribed the city.
No,
I think maybe Pickowitz is running a were-rat.
Yeah,
Trying to send the
right.
kid out of here if he's...
if I catch him with like stolen goods, that rat is dead.
It's the 5th time this week.
Yeah.
I thought when he had the bloated belly, I thought it was Merrick poisoned him.
Oh.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, he was convinced that all of our alcohol was poisoned and we were all going to kill the neighborhood. That was where he thought that was going.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been actually really awesome.
Not quite the game I was envisioning.
We want to be the bad guys.
I'm sure we could turn this into a full villain run.
Yeah, we could just start killing city guards and like.
I don't think Otter would join in that.
Otter may
escapade.
have a break.
We killed everyone.
Yep.
So yeah, off to the bent nail.
Bent nail.
Okay.
Have we been here before?
You have been to the bent nail before.
And
We
it's
bought all our
Tally.
everything.
We ordered a bunch of stuff from here, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So the shopkeep is there. What do we say? What do we do?
I would like to know who you made the puppet for.
That's how you open?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're not actually asking that?
No.
Okay.
But that's what we need to find out here.
Oh, hello, we're just browsing things.
This is a
You
furniture
said
store, right?
Yeah.
most of your order has already been set and delivered. And
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tally, hello.
yes.
Thank you for your work. You clearly have heard the explosion up the
Oh
street.
yeah. She says that she's not going to be getting any more work done today. She's just too rattled.
Did you see anything or...
The watch has already come by. I've already answered all of their questions. Are you looking into this as well?
Oh, we're just concerned about the neighborhood.
Mm.
And
things like this shouldn't happen. Waterdeep is a big place, but
someone said that they saw a shadowy creature person and ran this way.
Yeah, shortly after the explosion, she saw somebody. Like it looked like his cloak was smoking. Like it was still smoldering, and he ran past my front door and kept on pushing through, like down the road.
Okay. Can I insight check and see?
Is she
Fairly insightful.
Is she saying that he ran like through her building out the back door?
Down the road, like past the building.
Oh, past the building. Okay.
Right.
Jumped over the front counter through the back door.
11.
It's fine. She's not a very good liar.
Good.
Yeah, she's clearly hiding something.
I don't believe you.
Is it my turn to be intimidated?